Oh, finally got a nice day outside, which is great. I actually get some stuff done. But for the most part, trying to finish up this CAD project. So that bracket, and you'll get to see it, is more of like the intro for it, I guess. I 3D printed a prototype so I can kind of see what it'll look like, because there ain't no sense. If you can 3D print, like 3D print most of your stuff, like it's so much cheaper. You know, it takes a little bit longer. Obviously, I think this print took me 4 hours to print, but ultimately it cost me like maybe $1.50. So do the math on that versus, you know, going to send something to the fabricators and have them fabricate something up, and then just the cost of metal, and then it may not be like, and you know, yeah, you can use wood. You know, I got buddies who use cardboard. A lot of people do, but it's just, I got a 3D printer and I got a million other things to do. Sitting around playing with cardboard and tape or wood or whatever is not one of them. Okay, so 3D printing. I mean, I have 3 printers, so mini print farm as you would. So it gets done pretty quick. You know, it's cost effective at the end of the day. The printers are expensive. Even then, you can get cheap printers for like $200. It's worth the investment if you're building custom things, I think. And you're using CAD a lot, especially for custom stuff, which is great. So this L bracket, I bent 2 brackets, which I'll show you a video of, that were meant for crossbars for a rooftop tent I was messing around with, and totally maybe threw them up there and bent the shit out of them so that I could just get the thing, get it mounted. Here, I'll show you. So it's this. So those are bent to all get out. Let's see if I can get it. Yep, right there. Yeah, so kind of bent those a whole bunch. But this isn't a water tank that I'm going to probably end up keep on here long term. This is one that I acquired because the person didn't want it. I actually have 2 of them. This is the larger of the 2. This one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it just soaks up heat, and it's got a little temperature gauge on the side telling you how hot the water is on the inside. I don't quite like the design. I have a custom pump that I made, shower, but that was for the Jeep. I'm gonna have to retrofit it for this particular rig. But yeah, right now I just want that not to sit like some crazy cockeyed angle like it is right now. So yeah, but anyways, this is a long way to say we're gonna get into it with this CAD project, and you'll see me design it. I use Onshape for doing my CAD stuff. A lot of people like AutoCAD or any of the other programs. I like Onshape. I took all their beginner stuff, like all their classes, and you know, they're super helpful. Plus, it constantly gets updates. It's web-based program, so it always gets updates, and it was free as a student account, so I didn't have to pay for nothing. But I've designed so much stuff, and you'll probably watch me do it and realize that I do a lot of things probably like the long way around, maybe. And there are probably shortcuts to it, but look, I don't do this for a living. I just do this for fun and build things that may or may not need to be built. But we're here to do it anyways. So, again, I get sidetracked. I'll get into it, all right? Thanks. All right, so this is my little voiceover for this section. So this is all sped up. This is like 10 speed, sped up. didn't really want to bore you with 20 minutes of building on CAD. But this is a little bit of my process for this particular part. Like I said, I use Onshape. It's a free web-based CAD program. They got a lot of great like tutorials. They have little like, I guess, certification classes that you're self-paced that you can take, and you can get super intricate. I don't need it. I mainly got on there because I was bored. I had 2 hip surgeries back in 23, and I needed something to do because I was stuck not being able to do a lot. So I decided to put myself through their self-paced course. It was great. Again, I use it for making small parts and stuff like this. I have a bigger project that I'm getting into, which I'm having to learn and relearn things that I learned in the beginning and have forgotten. So yeah, if you watch this and you do CAD, that's funny. I know there are plenty of shortcuts that can be done for some of the things I'm doing. I just do it the way that I do it because it makes sense to me, and I'm not like pressed for time. I just build it as I need things, and yeah. So, but Onshape's great. I know some people don't like it, but I enjoy it. This is me putting it back into exporting it as an STL file into my slicer on Bamboo Studios. I have 3 Bamboo A1s, and I use them a lot for parts, fun things, whatever. Right now I'm playing around seeing if I'm gonna put supports on this thing or not, and I ended up printing it without supports. I didn't need it. And again, this part is just a prototype. It's not gonna hold any weight. It's for fitment and placement. I think I ended up saying that I'm going to make it a little bit shorter because I want that bent edge to hug the tank a little bit more, and then probably shorten that top part of the bracket and see how it goes. And like I said, we'll probably end up still doing an actual aluminum prototype, but we're going to use the printers just to save money. This whole print cost me 4 hours and maybe $1.40. So if you can get one, definitely get one. All right, so I have the print. We're gonna go see how it sits up there. Bunch of ground. Alright, so mainly it's going to replace these. If you can see that. It's going to be 2 of them. Right in the sun. Way to go, Josh. Alright. So, I'm going to replace those 2 tabs. Or brackets, I should say. Doesn't stick out too terribly far, if you can see it. I'm doing some terrible filming right now because I don't have my gimbal, and I'm just doing this by hand, so get over it. Let's see. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's come over here with it. Oh, right there, blocking the sun. Great. Okay. Looks good enough to me. So, I think that works. It's a little long, like by like an inch. So, I might end up super bright. I don't know why I turned this way. I might shorten it up. Maybe an inch. Maybe. It's not too terrible. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I might build another one just an inch shorter and just play around with it and see. I kind of wanted this lip to kind of hug the sides a little bit because it's rounded. So yeah, I might shorten it up a little bit. So we might print another one, but yeah, that's the project that we're working on right now. And eventually I'll get this to the fabricator, get an actual one built when I'm happy with it, and get them mounted. So, you got any questions, let me know.